Tonight, a toddler sustains potentially life-threatening injuries from a house fire in Port Augusta, and investigations continue into the alleged murder of a Ceduna man.
With the latest from around the region, your nightly news with Louise Hedger begins now.
Good evening. A young child is critically injured in the Royal Adelaide Hospital tonight after sustaining severe burns in a house fire in Port Augusta this morning. A neighbour has been hailed a hero for rushing into the burning home to save those inside, sustaining injuries himself.
Engulfed in smoke, this Port Augusta home ablaze.
I heard this loud bang, and then I looked out the window and there was just like a big cloud of black smoke.
They were 10 foot above the roof, yeah. Melted the iron.
A quiet morning turned into a scene of tragedy. A young child severely burnt, their injuries potentially life-threatening. Another received minor burns. Racing out to seek help, witnesses describe a mother's desperation, with the children understood to be stuck inside.
And I just heard the mother just screaming, fire, help,
The neighbour hailed a hero, putting their safety first.
He actually ran back into the house because there was another little boy or little girl that was inside, and he got them out as well, yeah.
Using physical force by kicking down the fence.
He actually booted it in, and then the kid just collapsed on the ground. So my partner, he was getting wet towels and he was getting the hose, and we just laid him out on the road, and it was just, very upsetting because, mothers.
Ambulance officers treated those injured on the scene. Eventually, they were taken to hospital. One, understood to be a 3-year-old girl, was airlifted to Adelaide to receive treatment at the major hospital. Neighbours watching on as emergency services and other residents helped out in any way they could.
It's just amazing, but just the people coming to help.
Other neighbours on the street scared, waking to the sound of sirens.
Yeah, it was pretty freaky because didn't know if it was a family's house down the road or anything. It was just out of nowhere.
Carrick Avenue was closed for several hours today while emergency services worked to contain the fire. The house now completely destroyed, with a damage bill estimated at $250,000. The family only moved in last week.
Those houses are pretty new. So it's pretty devastating having brand new furniture and stuff, and it's just all gone just like that. Yeah. Within seconds.
Local CIB detectives and fire cause investigators from Adelaide attended the scene. The cause of the fire is still unknown. Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The woman arrested and charged with the murder of a Ceduna man in Port Augusta yesterday is understood to be 34-year-old local Monica Wally. It's alleged the woman stabbed the victim to death in a violent attack at a housing trust property on Wednesday night. The Port Augusta woman faced court yesterday afternoon, where she was remanded in custody. She will spend the weekend behind bars and is expected to front court again on Monday. 3 motorists have tested positive to drug driving in Port Lincoln over the last 2 days. Just after 11 yesterday morning, highway patrols pulled over a 39-year-old man who allegedly returned a positive reading for methamphetamine and cannabis. Today, 2 more drivers were also detected of having cannabis in their system, with 1 motorist driving disqualified. All motorists will be due to face court at a later date. A Port Lincoln doctor has been crowned one of the best in the country after taking out a prestigious medical award in Adelaide. Dr. David Lam hopes to use the achievement to attract more medical graduates to rural communities.
Now recognised on the national stage, this humble Port Lincoln doctor crowned General Practitioner of the Year.
No, it still hasn't really sunk in. There's a good 30,000 GPs working hard across the nation to keep people healthy, and I've still got a lot to learn.
He's the first in the Eyre Peninsula and only one of 4 in South Australia to have ever received the award.
Usually it's somebody in New South Wales or Victoria, so it's nice to bring the award back home to the Eyre Peninsula.
Since his first placement in Port Lincoln more than 7 years ago, Dr. Lam has now made a lifestyle for himself here in the country, a regular face at the local boxing gym.
Here in Port Lincoln is where I really got to learn what it means to treat everybody the same. It doesn't matter what their gender, what their race, what their postcode.
There's no secret that regional doctors do have a tough job, David going as far as comparing the lifestyle with something out of Game of Thrones.
You're fighting death itself. So really that's only going to work if you work together with a team with the rest of the health community out here.
His colleagues couldn't be prouder of their once former medical student turned national award winner. The team hopes it can help attract more medical graduates to rural communities.
David's a great example of someone who's trained here and has come back, and we want more people to do that.
Hopefully it's an encouragement for all the young bright minds out there to come get in and give country a go.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
An extreme crisis plan has been created by Port Pierie's emergency services and the local council. Police say they're preparing for the unknown with this exercise based on a hypothetical chemical leak.
This emergency support team preparing for the worst.
A chemical spill that may occur. It's a hypothetical, and we just go through that and we examine what we would do in that situation and how we support the community and each other.
No stone is left unturned, with different emergency services attending the meeting this week, along with local government organisations.
Connected with fisheries and also animals, because the type of incident that we're looking at could have ramifications for fumes in the air or a substance getting into our waterways.
Discussing evacuation points and transport for elderly residents, the situations may sound extreme, but emergency services say it's essential.
Preparation is probably one of the key components with managing any incidents, and if we can highlight any deficiencies or learn from other agencies what resources or particular skill sets they have.
The New Star chemical leaks, which were confirmed this week, said to not be linked with this meeting. Officials say the Port Pirie community can feel reassured that emergency services are highly skilled in dealing with unfolding incidents.
An unlikely event that we do have an emergency, that we each know our role and we know what each other can do so that we can come together to provide the best service for the community.
A reminder to residents that fire danger season has commenced today in the Yorke Peninsula and Mid-North regions.
Make sure that their properties are clean as we enter into the fire danger season. If we can eliminate any fuel load around our properties, it serves best for when a fire does approach.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, Broken Hill treated to a 70s tribute show and taste buds tantalised as revellers sample Port Lincoln's best drop. Hello again. Singers from a Broken Hill Glee ensemble will be belting out hits from the 70s this Sunday. The city's music lovers are encouraged to join in the festivities at Theatre 44 to take a step back in time.
I remember when rock was young.
Does the 2 shows on Sunday afternoons. The first is this Sunday afternoon that is the 3rd.
The latest offering from Theatre 44 is a tribute show to the great artists and bands of the 70s. Members from the Expression Glee Ensemble coming together to perform hits that are still heard on the radio in 2019. April Hicks says trying to channel Elton the Rocket Man John has been challenging.
Really hard to sing what he sings and match to a guy's voice as well.
Miles Reed is the only boy performing in the show, doing a duet with his best friend. What he loves most about the Glee group are the people he gets to sing with.
It's a very great environment to both perform with and without them, because they're very supportive for everyone.
Songs by Olivia Newton-John and even Michael Jackson will also feature in the tribute. Adrian Burrows will be bellowing out some Freddie Mercury and Queen for her solo.
I like entertaining audiences and making people laugh and feel emotion.
Sunday's show starts at 2 o'clock. Patrick Reinke, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A Broken Hill childcare provider has breathed a sigh of relief today after finding out it will soon receive state funding again. Silverlea Early Childhood Services has been operating on a shoestring budget over the last 4 years. Today, it received word the state government had approved a $100,000 boost. Silverlea also receiving approval to provide a long day care program.
We would love local families to give us a call and put their children down on the list if they're interested.
The service hopes to have the daycare up and running by the start of next year. Residents from across the region are being encouraged to get moving this November for the Stroke Foundation's Stride for Stroke Challenge. By registering online and setting an activity goal, the aim is to take action against one of Australia's biggest killers.
Well, in South Australia, there's almost 5,000 strokes will be experienced by South Australian residents this year alone. But we do know that stroke can be prevented, and that's through regular exercise, through healthy eating, healthier living.
More information on the challenge can be found online. Port Lincoln locals have been given the opportunity to taste some of the country's best drops with a special masterclass from a world-renowned winemaker. With more than a dozen wines on show, there was plenty to go around for those who enjoy a tipple.
A wine lover's dream come true, an endless supply of bottles of red and white, all depending on your appetite. More than 90 locals had their taste buds tantalised last night by winemaker Jeff Merrill.
We've got 6 wines tonight, from Sauvignon Blanc, 2 Chardonnays, 2 Rhone-style reds and a really top-of-the-range Cabernet.
Crowds packed in like sardines as everyone tried to secure their table for the night. The event's so popular it booked out more than 2 weeks ago.
Oh, there's so many people in that room that's going to cause me a lot of grief tomorrow morning when I've got to get up and make myself look as if I haven't had a drink all night.
Based in one of South Australia's dual wine regions, Jeff has worked in McLaren Vale for more than 50 years as he tries to perfect the perfect drop. His larrikin nature always shines through.
Jeff's a very entertaining chap. He's going to tell us a bit about his wines, and I'm sure there'll be a bit of comedy involved as well. That's the way Jeff rolls.
I've done 51 vintages in Australia, and I've done another 7 in Italy, and so I've just about had enough now.
Port Lincoln's own Peter Teakle Wines also attended the event. Jeff says it's the wine industry's strong community and friendship that sets them apart.
It's a great industry and it's a great tight community, in fact. We do work together.
Organisers say they're already planning for the next event.
Around about April or May next year will be the next one, and that'll be followed by 2 or 3 more throughout next year.
Nathan Regter.
Cheers!
7 Spencer Golf News.
The Perfect Light Film Festival gets underway tonight with a screening of 2 documentaries at the Broken Hill Cinema. Saturday night will be the main event, the short film competition being held in Sturt Park. More than 12 mini-movies will be shown. Organisers are hoping the forecasted rain stays away.
We're hoping to get, 1,000 people. That would be fantastic if it doesn't rain. If it does rain, we'll be in this state-of-the-art facility at the Civic Centre.
Local filmmakers are also invited to Sunday's movie making workshop at the Civic Centre. And Sturt Park will be awash with every colour of the rainbow this weekend, with the annual McDonald's Colour Run taking place there too. Entrants can run, jog or walk around a circuit of the park. As they do, they'll be covered in coloured powder. The event aims to raise money for Ronald McDonald House charity. The Colour Run gets underway at 9 o'clock Sunday morning and is open for all ages. Stay with us after the break. Meet the nursing home fundraising for a bus for its residents, and we'll have your weekend weather details with Britt. Welcome back. Port Pirie's Lil Home residents are fundraising for a new bus so they can participate in daily excursions. Staff are calling on the community to help them reach their $80,000 target.
These residents are fundraising for a new bus for their nursing home. They say excursions are one of the best parts of their week and would love to get out even more.
And residents have told us that they want to continue to be able to go out into the community and to experience new things and also revisit pleasant memories from the past as well.
We also have an ice cream run on a Monday morning, and that is for the people in the memory support unit, and they just enjoy getting out.
Their former bus reaching its final days, now they want a new one with more seats.
Hope to be able to increase the number of people that we can take out so that we can maximise the experience for them.
From bingo nights to raffles, it's all hands on deck to reach their over $80,000 target.
Yeah, we're working very hard, but we're enjoying the challenge.
Close on $37,000, which obviously is over a third, but not quite half. So we're hoping that the community will support us.
The festive season fast approaching with many upcoming events.
They have carols and they have their own Christmas parties. Santa comes along and it's just a big month, December.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Now let's hear from the experts with this week's cricket tips.
Hello and welcome to round 4 of Port Pirie Cricket. This round sees props taken on Wandirra at Memorial Oval starting at 10:30. I'm tipping Wandirra in that one. The other match is Southport up against Port Germain at Port Oval with a 12:30 start. Neither of these sides have won this season and both will fancy their chances. I'm tipping Port Germain to register their first win.
Welcome to this week's Port Lincoln Cricket Tips. First game is Southern Air and Charlton out at Wangari. Southern Air need a win after going down during the week to Tasmans, and they should be at home a little bit too strong, but this should be a crackerjack game of cricket. In the next games, Tasmans and Lincoln South out at Centenary Oval. South's looking for a win here. Tasman's 2 wins so far in the competition, should be too strong, and I think they'll get the job done at Centenary. And in the final game, Waybacks and Todd River. Waybacks sitting top of the table at the moment, and Todd River haven't got a victory. Going to tip Waybacks to win this one. Thanks for listening to the Port Lincoln Cricket Tips.
Welcome to round 3 of Broken Hill Cricket Tips. We've got an interesting round of cricket this weekend. We're back to the 40 over format after the 2020s. So West are going to be taking on South, which should be a close and hard fought game. Obviously can't go past my biased opinion of tipping the Westies. The second game is playing off a top spot, being Central and North. I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm actually going to pick Central to sneak over the line for the win. I think they'll have a couple of players there who will have some very big games, so a close one to Central. Interesting round of cricket for Broken Hill.
Now for a look at your weekend weather, here's Britt Aylen.
Thanks, Louise, and good evening. It's been a warm but wet day about the region. Port Augusta reaching 38 degrees, Whyalla and Port Pirie 36, Broken Hill 34, Adelaide 32, Port Lincoln 18. From the satellite, cloud over the region with a broad low-pressure trough producing light rain. Moving along to tomorrow on the Gulf waters, southeasterly winds shifting southwesterly later in the day, seas below 1 metre. Cooler maximums on the way with showers about the eastern Eyre Peninsula and the mid-north. Woodner looking at a top of 28, Port Augusta and Port Pirie 27, Broken Hill and Cleve 26, Whyalla, Corn and Kadina 25, Adelaide 24, Clare 23, Coffin Bay 22, Port Lincoln 20. A partly cloudy few days ahead at Port Lincoln with a little more cloud cover on Tuesday. Cleve and Woodner both looking fine and partly cloudy Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. Whyalla and Port Augusta both looking partly cloudy Sunday and Monday with sunny conditions expected Tuesday. Kadina looking fine and partly cloudy through the weekend and into next week. Partly cloudy conditions at Port Pirie Sunday and Monday, looking sunny on Tuesday. Clare looking fine and partly cloudy over the coming days. And finally to Broken Hill, looking sunny with possible dry storms on Sunday. And with that, Louise, it's back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Britt. And that's your local news. Thank you for joining us this week. We'll have updates later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.